We got to talk about the end of the game.
Yes, let's
end
go.
Of the game. We're dribbling it out. It's over, right? This game is done. Kings are going to lose. Well, Giannis was dribbling it out. Giannis was dribbling the ball. He was dribbling the ball. He kind of veered over right and dribbled in front of Trey Lyles. For whatever reason, that really pissed off Trey Lyles. Now, I don't know if Giannis had said something. Who knows what was happening during the game? It was a physical game. Guys are going after it. So because Giannis out of nowhere veered over to go dribble in front of
Probably
Lyles.
just to be an ass, whatever.
Lyles fouls him and then pushes him.
Yeah.
So Lyles is irritated. Then Lopez, great teammate.
Yeah.
Says,
did the right
thing. Are you
thing.
fucking kidding me?
Oh, that's what he said.
I'm guessing that's what he said. And he comes over and gets right in to Lyles' face. Lyles pushes. Those guys come together. You saw Lyles maybe get a hand on his throat. Sabonis is trying to come in there, break it up. You have everybody. Lopez is a big dude. He was already bleeding once. He's bleeding again. He was like John Moxley in AEW. I'm like, really? You're bleeding again?
He had a razor in his
Those two were going at it.
Yeah. No.
What do you think of that crazy sequence?
So, okay, talking about this crazy sequence, I'm upstairs with Matt Barnes on the NBC set.
Matt Barnes is probably like, yeah, let's go.
No. He literally starts taking out his IFB. I thought he was going to start walking out.
Shut up.
I'm being totally serious. And I even said to him, I think I either said it on the post game or maybe not. Maybe it wasn't live, but I said, you were about to go. And he was like, yeah, man, it's like instinctual for him to just be like, I just had to go help. I had to go. And I'm like, no. Different role now, Matt. Different role. But either way, it was, and it's just the competitor in him. But how I felt about it too, and Matt and I did talk about this on air, we loved it as just competitors. And as someone like Trey Lyles, who never wears his emotion on his sleeves, is always very composed. You love knowing that fire is there. I'm not saying anything that went down was right.
It was completely stupid end of game frustration. Giannis being a little petty. That's not a shot at Giannis. I mean, he's being a little petty.
And that's fine.
I mean, watching it, you're going, did he really need to dribble like that in front of him? So he fouled and pushed him. He was irritated. And if I'm Lopez, I do that same shit. Yeah. I'm going up to him going, you don't, that's my guy. That's our guy. You're not going to try to punk our guy.
Yep.
And he got into it with Lyles, and Lyles didn't back down. I love that. You know what? Have a little back and forth. We keep talking about, I want to see a little skirmish, a little fight from this team. That's cool with me.
Yeah.
It's cool. Hopefully it doesn't lead to a suspension. I do wonder if it does, because it did look like when Lyles was trying to push, he did get his hand on the throat of Brook Lopez.
It looked like he was going for the face, but yeah, it was definitely the throw. And yeah, but I think all in all, sure. If you said to me today it was the other way around and another team did that, I'd be like, what a punk, what a bum. I might feel different, but the fact is I cover this team and it's what I feel and what I see with this squad.
I mean, you're not being a homer because you're not criticizing Lopez.
I didn't say I was.
Yeah,
I truly believe, if it was, let's say I was covering the Grizzlies and I was all about Dylan Brooks, but I would get sick of Dylan Brooks' antics, right? Dylan Brooks' antics. I think with the Kings, when you have that come out of someone like Trey Lyles, you see this competitive fire. There's almost this understanding about it. And again, not saying that it's good. And yes, a little bit of that Kings colored glasses on while watching it. But at the same time, I loved it.
All right, let's get to some of the comments in the YouTube feed. Lee says, that's why I 100% believe that Giannis said something before the bump. That's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. Carlos brings up a good point that the Kings could maybe use as a defense with the league, that wasn't Trey. That was actually Kevin Lyles.
Great point.
That could. Todd mentioned that Lopez choked him too. Did Lopez get his hand on this? Or it's possible. I'd have to double check. But that was a crazy sequence. Let's hear from some of the parties from this one. De'Aaron Fox talked about that skirmish late in the game.
I mean, Giannis can just dribble the ball out. That's all he had to do, and nothing would have happened. So.
Ooh, Giannis just had to dribble the ball out, and that's all that.
I mean, Giannis can just dribble the ball out. That's all he had to do, and nothing would have happened. So.
Okay.
Tell me more.
Okay, D Fox. Let's hear from Mike Budenholzer talking about the skirmish.
I think it was a great game. A lot of good things happened. And so, impressed by Sacramento and the way they played. And, good for our guys to fight back in the second half. And I'm really not going to say anything about what didn't happen. It was just, to me, it was unfortunate.
Okay. So he kind of...
Boo! Spill the tea!
All right, Mike Brown. Let's hear from Kings coach Mike Brown on what went down late.
So we ain't taking no shit from nobody. Trust me on that. And they all going to have each other's back in there. That don't mean we going to go out there and start something. We're not. But we going to stand up for ourselves.
I'm going to play that again because I think I played it a little early. Here's a full clip from Mike Brown.
Mike, is there anything from your perspective, I don't know, good or anything you can glean about seeing your team like stand up for itself in a situation like what happened tonight at the end of that game? Things are only going to get more intense, and I imagine that's a quality that you want in a playoff team is some level of toughness and that physicality.
100%. I don't know what happened, but so we ain't taking no shit from nobody. Trust me on that. And they all going to have each other's back in there. That don't mean we going to go out there and start something. We're not. But we're going to stand up for ourselves.
End of story.
More. I want more.
Okay.
Nobody else talks about it?
I mean, I'll have to look.
I love drama.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm not going to sit here and get worked up. I know some, like, either both sides, Bucks are like, good, Lyles, a punk ass. Kings fans play Matt Lopez. It's like, this is basketball.
No. Guys
Guys get fired up. I'd rather have guys fired up. I want guys fired up. It's a little drama. Like you said, you love drama. I love a little drama. These two teams were battling it out. It was a slugfest, and the Bucks got the best of them. And I love that. You're going to have this more. This is not going to be the last time it happens for the Kings. Like, you're going to get into issues. Bring it.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Nobody's going to take no shit from nobody?
Right.
There we go.
I'm just looking to see if there's any, as we're doing this live. Trey Lyles. Let's hear Trey Lyles from the Kings locker room from our buddy James Ham from the Kings Beat and ESPN 1320.
So Trey, I guess what happened up there?
I think Fox said it pretty well. Could have been avoided to just dribble it out. If you watch it, I was walking back, my head down across in front of me, reached from behind, kind of clamped down on my arm, so I pushed to get my arm off. He sold it a little bit. It was nothing personal, but a bigger guy walks down on me. I'm not really one for talking. I think I've showed it a lot. It takes a lot for me to get out of character, and I'm just not gonna go for that. So.
Do you feel that kind of shows something about the makeup toughness of this team that you guys won't back down from a situation?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people probably say it was cheap or whatever. It's at the end of the game, but. It's at the end of the game, then why initiate it? And if you're going to do that, then you have to be ready for the repercussions of it. So, I'm not saying it's right by any means, but what happened is what happened.
Is it good for you that that your teammates are there for you and they've just surrounded you so quickly?
For sure. I think Domas and Fox were one of the first ones there. HB was in there, so it just goes to show that we have each other's back, no matter the situation. So, I think it would be equal for anyone that was in that situation.
Were you pretty pleased overall with the kind of the response that you guys had as a team tonight? Obviously, got a little out of hand later, but just the resolve of your team and kind of the fight.
Yeah, it just shows. I think we've shown all year long that we're going to fight until the end, no matter what. We played them really well. They're a championship level team, so kudos to them. They made big shots down the stretch, and we weren't able to execute on some defensive plays and offensive plays. But it just goes to show that we're going to continue to fight all the way down to the bottom.
So there's Trey Lyles after this Kings game. Hey,
what a pro! What a pro!
You like that from him?
I mean, I'm a Trey Bay. I'm a Trey Bay.
Are you more of a Trey Bay after tonight?
I am, even more so. I get everything about him. I really do, and I'm just so glad that the Kings got him in that trade.
Brook Lopez tells our buddy Mark Haynes, Chris Haynes' brother, actually, too, who's also a reporter. He talked to Brook Lopez after the game saying, I thought what that guy did to Giannis was cheap. He didn't need to do any of that stuff. He stepped up to Giannis a little bit as he walked off, and I didn't like that. I had my guys back like I would have any of my teammates.
And good for him.
Great insult by saying, I thought what that guy.
Yes.
I'm not saying his name. I'm not saying his name.
That's what they do on Real Housewives at reunions
So
when
petty.
they don't want to say. They go, that one over there.
I mean, look.
Love it.
I have zero problem with what we just saw. I really do. It's such petty stuff on the basketball court. I don't care. Like, to me, am I offended that Giannis dribbled in front of Trey Lyles? No, I'm zero. I'm not offended at all. But Trey Lyles, who just lost a tough game, a little irritated that he would do that. Foul and push him, whatever. Okay, and they get into it. Cool, let's go.
You know why I like it? Again, if it happened all the time, I'd be like, okay, guys, it's getting a little old. I like it because it's just, we're really at a point where this team really cares. They don't give a shit if it's against the best team in the NBA or the worst team in the NBA. They care so much. They are competitors, and they're not going to take shit from anybody. I love that about them. And that's why one of these moments were going to happen. And how are they going to, we talk about a test every single game. There's a little bit more of a test. How are you guys going to back up somebody when a scuffle went down?
It will totally help when ABC puts together like the hype package for the finals to kind of show what went down. You know what I mean? Like, it's game one, Lyles Lopez.